Thanks, Wes. Let's take a look at our current conditions here in Gainesville. Right now it is 86 degrees and, sorry, we're having technical difficulties right now. 83 degrees right here in Gainesville, humidity at 69%. Winds coming from the north at 3 miles an hour. Now around north central Florida, things are looking pretty clear around here in Lake City, Gainesville, and Ocala. But as soon as you move west to Cedar Key, you'll see some thunderstorms right around here. And nationally, we'll see some rain, and later today we'll have afternoon thunderstorms and 90-degree weather. Thanks. Back to you. Thanks, Wes. Well, today is the first weekday of fall, and so it's feeling more like summer outside. As you can see, the temperature is 82 degrees and humidity at 76%, and winds coming from the northeast at 10 miles an hour. Now for north central Florida, things are pretty clear as you can see around here, and there's not much activity except for these few little scattered showers coming in from the east along St. Augustine. Now, as you can see across the country, now along this western area, you could see some heavy showers and thunderstorms, but when you move down here to Louisiana, there are some strong showers that, as you can see in the red and yellow areas, and the similar showers down in Florida, down in South Florida. Now, later on today, you can expect to see partly cloudy skies with a high of 90 degrees, which is higher than normal because it's usually 87 degrees about this time of the year. And it'll be comfortable outside though, with winds coming from the northeast at 10 to 15 miles an hour. So that's your local forecast, and back to you, Maggie. Thanks, Wes. Well, we went from feeling like summer outside to feeling like fall last week, and now we're back to summer-like conditions. Right now in Gainesville, it's 78 degrees with the humidity at 78% and winds from the east at 8 miles an hour. Now, when we look at our radar across north central Florida, you're not going to see much activity at all because we're going to have pretty clear skies, maybe a few clouds here and there, but not much to worry about. Now, even though we have such beautiful weather here in Gainesville, when you move across the country to maybe New England and also along the Midwest, you can see they're experiencing a lot of moisture and rain. There was even a flood watch in effect in Iowa until 1 p.m. Now later this afternoon we'll have partly cloudy skies, a high of 89 degrees, winds from the east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Back to you, Maggie. Thanks, Ashley. We experienced some pretty gloomy conditions this weekend, and unfortunately today is not going to be very different. Right now in Gainesville, it's 80 degrees with the humidity at 81% and winds coming from the southeast at 9 miles an hour. Now this morning, there were a lot more showers and showers across north central Florida that have dissipated over the past few hours and moved more towards St. Augustine. Now, when you zoom out to a larger map of the state of Florida, you can see towards the west of us, there's a lot more thunderstorms and shower activity that is expected to move more towards our area in Gainesville and affect us later this afternoon. Now, across the country, there's a whole band of moisture, all from the Central Plains to Texas, which is moving more towards the southeast, which could bring on a cold front later this week. Now, later today, we can expect to see some scattered thunderstorms with a high of 86 degrees, which is more above average than normal, and winds coming from the east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Back to you, Maggie.
Thanks, Nick. We had a very chilly start to the day this morning in Gainesville. 42 degrees. Look at that. That is the coolest temperature we have seen all fall. And in Cross City, it was even colder with 40 degrees. And in St. Augustine and Daytona Beach, we had chillier weather, warmer weather at 52 and 51 degrees. Now, right now in Gainesville, it's warmed up quite a bit to 70 degrees with the humidity at 36% and winds coming from the north at 7 miles an hour. Across north central Florida, there was a little bit of dew this morning, but other than that, there's not much moisture on the radar at all. That's because of a high-pressure system that moved through our area at the end of last week, which brought cooler, drier, and clear air. Now, even though clear skies are in our forecast, folks in the Great Lakes are experiencing something quite different. Over there, they're experiencing lake effect snow, which brings in more wind, rain, and snow. So they're experiencing a lot of activity. But as for the rest of the country, not much activity. Later today, we can expect to see very sunny, clear skies with a high of 76 degrees, and the winds coming from the north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles an hour. And expect not to see any rain this week or today at all. That's all for your forecast. Back to you, Maggie.